Hello grade 6, welcome to Writing Algebraic Expressions video. Your learning objective for this video is to learn how to write algebraic expressions. Okay, so we start by, I'm giving you a table here of numerical expressions and its verbal counterpart. Okay, so we will have operation, the numerical expression, result, and its verbal phrase or algebraic expression. Okay, so I would like you to write down notes at this point. If you are given the word add, its numerical expression can be expressed as this. For example, 5 plus 3. And the result is called sum. That's your vocabulary for the answer in addition. And of course, the sum of 5 plus 3 is 8. Okay, now we have the verbal expression of this is the sum of 5 and 3 is 8. Okay, so if you want to translate this numerical expression with the result, you're going to write in a sentence, the sum of 5 and 3 is 8. Okay, another operation is subtract. And if I'm going to give you an example of a subtraction expression, it can be 10 minus 7. And the result or the answer in subtraction is called difference. And the difference of 10 minus 7 is 3. So if I'm going to translate it verbally, I could write the difference of 10 and 7 is 3. Okay, another operation will be to multiply. And I'm going to give you an example, a numerical example of multiplication. And that can be 2 times 8. The result or the answer in multiplication is called product. So the product of 2 and 8 is equal to 16. And you may write it in words or verbally by saying the product of 2 and 8 is 16. The last operation is to divide. An example will be 24 divided by 3. The answer in division is called quotient. And so the quotient of 24 divided by 3 is 8. So if we're going to write a sentence for that, the quotient of 24 and 3 is 8. Okay, so grade 6, there are so many vocabularies and words in this slide. So what I would like you to do is stop the video and then write down some notes, especially those words that you don't know and would like to remember. Okay, because this can be a lot. Okay, now when you're ready and you have written everything that you need to write down, then you may start the video again and keep watching. Okay, so we are now starting with how to write them or write them in numerical expression. If you're given add 3 and 7, you can write it in numerical expression 3 plus 7. Okay, so you're writing the numbers as it is, although in addition there's no problem because there's no problem with order, because whether it's 3 plus 3 or 7 plus 3, you will still get the same answer. But it's about understanding the words. Okay, so add 3 and 7, you may write it in symbols or in numbers as 3 plus 7. Another one is the sum of 3 and 7. You can write it as in symbols and in numbers. Also, the same as what's on top, 3 plus 7. Another one is 3 increased by 7. Okay, you may write it as, again, the same order as what we had before, 3 plus 7. How about it says the total of 3 and 7? You may still write it as 3 plus 7. Although of course you can write it 7 plus 3, it doesn't matter, but we are looking for the translation, the exact translation. Okay, Now, I'm drawing a red broken line C because these are your backwards words. When are you going to write your numbers in backwards? Okay, when it says 3 more than 7. If it says 3 more than 7, you have to write it as 7 plus 3 because it's 3 more than 7. Okay, the last one is when you see 3 added to 7. If it's 3 added to 7, then you are going to write it as 7 plus 3. So these are the examples. Now again, I would like you to make sense of all of this. Remember that the word add, sum, increase, and total more than means that you're going to use the operation addition. Now take a look at all the phrases and words that will require you to write it backwards. So for you to write it backwards, what you need is when you see the phrase more than and this understanding the word added to. Okay? So stop the video again. Makes sense. If you need to write down notes, write them. Again, these two last phrases are what you call the backward words. Okay, now let's move on to subtraction. Okay, 7 subtract 3, 7 minus 3. The difference of 7 and 3, you can also write it as 7 minus 3. If it says 7 decreased by 3, you also write it as 7 minus 3. 7 diminished by 3, you also write it as 7 minus 3. 7 less 3 is also 7 minus 3. Okay, now we have the broken lines. That means that these are your backwards. You write this backwards. If it says 7 less than 3, then you're going to write 3 minus 7. If you get the difference, you will actually get the difference is a negative integer. Okay, now look at the difference between 7 less 3 and 7 less than 3. Now here in subtraction, you need to be really exact because the order does matter. The answer is different depending on which number is in front. So you have to be careful with subtraction. Okay. The other one is 7 subtracted from 3. This is also written backwards. So then you will have 3 minus 7. Okay. Again, pause the video, make sense of this slide. Remember that for subtraction, here are your words. Subtract, difference, decrease, diminish, less. And then there's a difference between if you see less than and subtracted from. Your backward words are less or phrase are less than and subtracted from. Okay, so pause this video, write down some notes. Okay, let's continue and let's evaluate. Okay, let's try now what you have learned. Okay, now translate the verbal phrase into numerical expression and evaluate. The difference of 8 and 1. Okay, answer it first, stop the video and answer it. And try. Okay, now the answer should be 8 minus 1. How about the product of 12 and 6? Look at your notes. There was a mention of the word product. What are you going to write? Okay, it should be 12 times 6. Okay, and then I'm going to write the answer 72. Okay, the sum of 5 and 9, how are we going to write that? Write it in your notebook first. See if you'll get the correct answer. Okay, now pause the video if you need to. And it should be 5 plus 9. And the sum of 5 and 9 is 14. Okay, how about the quotient of 12 and 3? Again, the word quotient was mentioned in the previous slide, so you should know what it means. So write 12 divided by 3. and the quotient is 4. Okay, well done. Pause the video now, and then if you need to write something, okay, write them down. Okay, now let's try writing verbal phrase or words, translated into words, okay, that represent the given algebraic expression. Now, take a look. That algebraic expression is written in blue. What you see from number 1, 2, 3, and 4 are examples of algebraic expressions. Okay, so again, I would like you to learn all these new vocabularies. So in your notebook, do something that will tell you what is an algebraic expression. Okay, are you ready? Let's translate 10 minus x in words. Try it on your own. Use the words that you have learned in the previous slides. Okay, 10 minus x here, you can also write it as the difference of 10 and x. Okay, remember there are many examples that I have given you in the previous slide. How about 6m? Now 6m, if you don't see a symbol, an operation symbol, it means it's multiplication. Okay, so then you may write it as the product of 6 and m. You can also write 6 multiplied by m. You can also write 6 times m in words. Okay, let's try number 3, 12 divided by y. How can you write it aside from the way I have said it? You can also say the quotient of 12 and y. Okay, number 4. How do we write that? Okay, the sum of k and 7. Okay, I hope that you are trying it out on your own. Okay, here are some more difficult and more challenging expressions or phrases. Okay, so in our instruction, it says write a variable expression to represent the following if x represents your age. Now, when you see the word variable, and I want you to listen carefully. When you see the word variable, it means that you're going to represent it by a letter. So in here, it tells you what letter you're going to use, and that's x. Okay. If the phrase says your age 5 years ago, okay, you may write it as your age minus 5, because x represents the age. Okay. How about twice your age? Twice your age, you will encounter this word twice many times. So what I would like you to do is, from here on, you have to remember, what do you do when you see the word twice? When you see the word twice, it's actually 2 times. So then you write 2x, because x represents the age. That means whatever is the age, you just multiply it by 2. Remember, there is no symbol here, so it means times or multiply. So 2 times x. Okay. Number 3, your age in 8 years. Okay. So this one can be written as x plus 8. Okay. Okay, let's translate the following phrases. What I would like you to do is do this on your own first, and then when you are ready, play the video again to check your answers. Okay? Okay, let's check your answer. For number 1, okay, it can be written as 5 plus x minus 3. So if you notice, there are 2 operations here. Okay, number 2, it's 3y or 3 times y minus 4. And then number 3, 8y minus 7. Number 4, 10m minus 7. Number 5, x divided by 3 plus 4. And number 6, 6m plus 8. Okay, now after this, I would like you to watch this video again. Okay, grade 6. Bye, and then chat with me if you have any problems.